Gang, what's up? Welcome back to another edition here of Intuitive Angling. Much appreciated you guys carving a little time out of your day to watch the video. And today we're going to talk about the newly released format for qualifying for the Bassmaster Elite Series that Bassmaster just announced yesterday. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on that, sort of giving you a good opinion piece. Curious to really get everybody else's feedback on this as well, because it's quite a bit different than it was in the past. Real quick before we get started on the video, just wanted to remind everybody, if you haven't had a chance to click out that new little section called View Products on the YouTube video here, I'd invite you guys to do that. YouTube got a deal now where they've got this thing called View Products, and we put products, like I put products on there I think you guys might be interested in. And if you click on one of those products, the channel gets 20 cents every time you click on it. You don't have to buy anything, you just have to click on it and look at the products. So that's a great way to help support the channel if you're inclined to do so. Much appreciated. Okay guys, let's get into this a little bit. Bassmaster announced yesterday that they've restructured the qualifying for the Elite Series. Now in the past, what it's been is they've had different numbers, but the last couple of years they've taken the top 3 out of each division of the Bassmaster Opens, and they've taken the top 3 out of the cumulative total. So you know, the 3 divisions that they had, you know, you had to finish in the top 3, or if you fished all the divisions together, the cumulative top 3 you know, made the Elite Series. And they changed it this year to where you cannot qualify if you fish just one Bassmaster Open circuit. You got to fish all 9 events in order to qualify for the Elite Series, and they're only going to take 9 anglers out of the Elite Series. Now, before I give you my comment on this, I want to clarify this and make it very clear. I love Bassmaster. I love the people that work for Bassmaster. Without any doubt, they're the best tournament organization on this planet. They're the best tournament organization this planet's ever had. I love Bassmaster. I'm their biggest fan. I, you know, was fortunate enough to, you know, fish all the top 150s, you know, for 25 years. I qualified for 9 classics, won several Bassmaster top 150s. I've been reading Bassmaster magazine since I was a little kid. I love Bassmaster. So when I critique this, I don't want to make it sound like I'm slamming Bass, because they're the greatest. So I just want to sort of give them my opinion, what I would, if I was on the board and they were considering my opinion in the decision, this is what I would tell them as a fan of the organization. First of all, this doesn't fix anything. It doesn't fix the problem with the Elite Series. Here's the problem with the Elite Series, guys. Several different problems. The biggest problem with the Elite Series is there's been a lot of inconsistency in the qualification criteria. Some guys got in for finishing like in the top 15 in the point standings when they went down the list. Some guys have got just invitations that didn't even have to qualify. There's guys that get different type of performance exemptions every year. There's guys that should have been, you know, bumped out due to poor performance, but they let them stay in. It's been all over the board as far as, you know, who gets in it, who stays in it, that type of stuff. There's never been a clear-cut criteria. But the big issue that has arisen the past few years is that the Elite Series is extremely difficult to get into, and once you get into it, you can't hardly get out of it. They sort of protect the people that it's in there. But in order, if you guys have fished the Opens, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you got your guys, yeah, like Greg Hackney's and Jason Christie's and Scott Martin's, that they're on a different level, guys. They're just, you can't, when somebody says, well, yeah, Jason Christie came back and qualified for the Elites to the Opens, that's Jason Christie. He's in the 1%. I'm talking about 95% of the anglers out there that have the dream of making the Elite Series that are guns. These guys are hammers. And I'm telling you right now, guys, there are better bass anglers fishing the weekend buddy circuits than there are fishing the Elite Series. They just haven't had the opportunities to get into the Elites for whatever reason. So here's my take on the thing right here. This new format that they came out with, there's going to be a lot of guys that are unhappy with it, because some of the weekend dudes that can only fish 3 tournaments, they see it as that's their shot. You know, if they have 3 really good tournaments, they might make the Elites. You can still make the Classic if you win one of the tournaments, but basically in order to make the Elite Series now, you have to make a commitment to fish 9 events. And the Bassmaster Opens guys, they are the ultimate money pit. You can't, unless you finish in the top 10 in every tournament. If you finish in the top 10 in every tournament, you might break even for the season. But for 90% of the guys that fish the Bassmaster Opens, it's a losing money proposition, even if you have a good season. The money's not there. They only pay 40 places. You still have your expenses to go to the tournaments. It's even more expenses when you're considering 9 tournaments where you're going to be traveling all over the country. If you say, for example, if you live in Texas and you fish all 9 tournaments and some of them are back in New York and Florida, you're going to spend a dang fortune in just expenses getting to these tournaments. So right off the bat, it's a money pit. Just no ifs, ands, or buts. But on top of that, there's 80 some people that signed up to fish all 9 events this year. And since they're going to take all of the Elite Series qualifiers next year out of the cumulative points, you can bet that it's probably going to double in size. So you're going to have, I look for it to be at least 150 people fish next year, and you still only fishing for 9 places, that type of stuff. So the odds of even qualifying are extremely limited with that. Now, a lot of this has to do with I don't understand really, there's obviously people, they get together in the board meetings and they talk about how they need to lay this out. I don't know who influences who's got pull within the organization to say, we need to protect this person here or let these guys get in. But here's my take on the thing. If you want to say that the Bassmaster Elite Series is the cream of the crop, the best anglers in the world, you have to format it to be such. And in order to do that, in my opinion, you've got to make it to at least 100 anglers. Right now, it's only 80 some anglers. And by the way, with 80 some anglers, guys, you hear guys saying, oh, I made the cut. These guys that are making the cut, they're finishing in the top 50. It's not like they're finishing in the top 25% like you have to in the Bassmaster Opens. The Bassmaster Elite Series is the easiest circuit in the world to make a check and to make the Classic in. The odds are simply in your favor once you're in the Elite Series. So given that, what I would do if I was in charge of it is I would open the Elite Series up to like 100 or 120 guys. Every year, the deal is they cut half of the contest, or they cut half of the elite field from the points. So say, for example, if you got 100 guys, the bottom 50 guys get kicked out. They have to go back down to the Open to requalify, and the top 50 from the 9 Opens go to the Elite Series. This way, like I said, it makes the dream of fishing the Elite Series a much more attainable, and it keeps you in the highest quality level of competition. The best anglers are going to ride to the top. The top 50 guys, I'm not saying that some of the guys that don't make the top 50 are not, marquee anglers. They may have blew a motor, they may have had a bad day, but a lot of the things that you have here is you've got a lot of the same anglers in the Elite Series field year after year after year finish in the bottom of 25% of the events. Those guys should not be considered elite anglers. There's other guys out there fishing the Bassmaster Opens that are simply more deserving of that opportunity. They're hammers, but they just have not been given that opportunity. So until the format in the Elite Series is structured to award performance more and to penalize underperforming, it can't be really considered its full potential as Elite Series. Now, I do still think that the Elite Series is the toughest competition by far. I think it far outweighs MLF. I think it far outweighs any organization out there as far as the talent level. But when you're talking about talent level, guys, you're talking about minuscule differences in the talent level. And when I'm talking about this is you can take the Bassmaster Elite Series and then you can take, say, a AAA circuit like the Toyota Series. There's no daylight in competition in the competitors in that. The guys that are fishing the Toyota Series are just as good as the guys fishing the Bassmaster Elites, with the exception of the guys like Hackney and Jason Christie and and those type of guys. The guys that John Cox and those guys that just dominate. Those are the guys that separate the field. But overall, there's no daylight, because if you go up to you know, if you go up to Lake Erie or the St. Lawrence River or something like that, it's going to take, you know, 25 pounds a day to win the tournament up there. I don't care if it's an Elite Series or if it's a BFL weekend tournament. It's still going to take 25 pounds to win the tournament. It's not like these Elite Series guys are going to go up there and catch 35-pound bags, and anyone else that goes up there is going to catch 15-pound bags. So don't let that fool you there. It's like there's a big misconception in professional fishing amongst talent level overall. Now, again, you can't consider the top 1% guys. These guys are freaks of nature. I'm talking about 95% of the field. So anyway, I'm not real excited about it. I mean, like I said, I'm not real excited about. I don't really understand why they did that. I'm not. Obviously it was well thought out from their point of view, but it still, in my opinion, doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't fix the problem that it makes the elites still extremely difficult to get in, and they still protect a lot of people that probably should have been, you know, forced to go back down and requalify again. So again, saying that, I love Bass. I love you guys at Bass. I love everybody there. Love the organization. Love everybody that works on it. I can't wait to get to our next Bassmaster tournament at Lake Hartwell this fall. I just wanted to give you guys my 2 cents there. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys.